660. Thanks to Mike Shetley, Rattler, for doing the head, which is still in the box. I haven't even opened it. We're live. Thanks for joining, everybody. We're going to, for those people that have not done this live stuff before, please join us live. It is a whole lot more fun. It's too boring to watch after, so it's a whole lot more fun to watch live. So if anybody has any questions, they can dump them in the chat, and I will try to address them. And that's how things go around here. So we've got the 660. Got to open the head, see what's up. Hey, Tom. Yep, you're first. We got a lot of OEM fresh parts here. We got all kinds of craziness going on the bench. But lots of fresh stuff here. This is going to be a nice build. So in case people are following, the 026 Pro for Sammy, I finally got to run just right. Turns out the OEM carburetor that I put on it, which was brand new, would not flow fuel. So, Ranch Hand, what's going on? So, I had to get a second new carburetor for that thing, and now it actually runs. Husky's getting jealous. No, don't worry. The Husky's going to get a lot of love next week. You guys are going to see it. And I'm just going to leave that there for the moment because, yeah, you're going to like it. I promise. Hey, Harry. So, sorry, guys. I know I haven't been live in a bit. Lots of stuff going, Too much stuff, really.
Life gets in the way.
Life kind of gets in the way. It's been getting in the way a lot lately. Although I do have more time off these days, which has been great. Been doing other stuff. And also I've been waiting for things. Like I've got all kinds of stuff doing, but I'm waiting for stuff like this head took a bit. So, yeah. Happy Easter. So, okay. Let's see. Basically got to get the head out and see what we got for Squish here. I've got a zillion parts. All this is going to go together kind of all at once. Got some brand new oil tank valves here.
How much were those?
Those were only a couple of bucks a shot.
That's not bad.
No, and as it turns out, I put one in the 026 also, and it fit. So, yeah, it's nice that they all fit the same, different chassis. Just find a razor blade.
Why, you didn't even open it? You're opening it on camera?
Yeah, I didn't even open it. Well, everybody likes when I unbox things. A highway head? Mike? Such trouble if he sent me an aftermarket head. I sent him an OEM one. Yeah, it's the one that I sent him. Okay. So the thing with... Oh, yeah, good. Nice. He did that, too, which is brilliant. The thing with these heads, with this particular head anyway, was that it just... free porting wasn't the issue. It was just that the exhaust was so low. It was like 96. It was like a 96 exhaust that I wanted to drop the head to increase that to about 98 if I can. But the problem was when you drop the head, you also lower the intake, and the intake was right around 80-ish. So if I lower the intake, then you have a little bit, maybe too much intake timing. So it's a balance. So if you want to really lower the head, then you have to fill in the intake with JB Weld, which I did not want to do on this saw. We're going for ultimate reliability here rather than really juicing it. So what I wanted to do was do a little bit more. All I'm going to do for port work is I'm going to work on the intake a little bit. I'm going to polish up the exhaust because I don't want to touch the exhaust really any. And then we're gonna go from there. Let's check Squish while we're at it and make sure everything's good. Got your 660 and fence. Jump over and get them. They're great. Yeah, anybody wants tools, they can contact me. You can email me. Thanks, Ranch Hand. Yeah, I actually, to be honest, I sold 2 today. Sold 2 toolkits today, which is awesome. Cleaned out. I want to do 2. Scotch Brite. Oh, yeah, on the lip there, it's just now it's butter smooth.
Right from the machine in your base, right?
Yeah, you get a little bit of chatter. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I mean, you know, the actual plating is hard, so you get chatter.
Mahal, Melee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melee.
OEM head. Used, but OEM.
I don't know how you were able to find one of those things. Those seem to be kind of hard to find. In
Yeah.
660 head.
I kind of got lucky one day on eBay. Just gonna put a couple of called fake head bolts here. Oh shoot! I forgot to put the gasket. I don't know if I can. No. Forgot to put the gasket on.
That's a pain.
Yeah, Ranch Hand doesn't, you know, isn't it amazing when you use the tools versus trying to use heat or cold or whatever to put the saw together? It just changes life. It it really changes your perspective on how you build saws and what you do and what you don't do. And I find it fascinating that, like, when I used to build stuff, I was always kind of cringing at splitting the case, but now you know that you can get it back together easy with tools, and so it's like, oh gee, I'll split a case, no problem. It's just a very different perspective, you know.
I kind of have a different outlook too. That's changed. Like, to me, like, if somebody takes this all the way down and they didn't split the case, it's just like, come on,
why didn't you do that? Right, you know. But
you could have spent like $10 on bearings.
Right, that's exactly it. Exactly it. It's like,
because after watching you split pieces and stuff like that, it's just like peace of mind.
It is hugely peace of mind, and I think it makes your builds better. You know, it's a better build, right? You wouldn't even try the hot and cold? Yeah. You could try it maybe just for the experience, but right now I'm just trying to get squished. That's all I want to do. Okay, I don't have a head slapper. That's good. Pate's Performance, welcome. Just odd seeing a black chainsaw as much as I think Stihl mentally set you off. Well, this is what the customer wanted, so. And thanks to Glock for doing this. In Pennsylvania, he does the powder. Okay, so it's not a head slapper. Let's see where we actually end up on the Squish. So we're not going to do lots of port work here. So this saw should basically just, once everything's good, should just go right together. Not lots of mods going into this one. Just need to do a nice clean assembly. Nice positive snap to it. That looks good to me visually.
You can almost eyeball it out.
You can almost eyeball 20,000s, right? Let's see.
I think I read somewhere somebody said they could
Oh my
eyeball
God!
20,000.
It's like 19. 19. Shetley, you're a dream. Mike, thanks so much. Do appreciate it. 19,000s. Oh,
Right on the money.
oh, beauty. This is gonna be tight. It's gonna feel tight.
We gotta get a compression ring on it too.
Yeah, we will. We will. Okay, so we know that that's good. So now, all I want to do is just simply straighten out the intake. I'll polish the exhaust a little bit, make sure it's nice and clean, and then we're going to seat it and go. So if anybody has any questions, they can obviously ask them. And Mason's here, he can answer questions too.
Putting it all on me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Putting heat on me.
Why not? So let's put this, don't want to drop this.
Right, because that's plastic. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not an easy piece to.
Nope. So what I wanted was just a really nice flat intake. And let's see. Remember from before, is this an old ring? That's a 56 ring. Might have to use a new ring. So yeah, you can take an old ring, and all I want is a flat, just so it's just so I have a frame of reference. Not something I'm going to grind to specifically, but on the intake, you want it to be flat. So let's make it flat. Matt, if you don't have the rings in the piston during squish test, could the piston... Yeah, it could. You're right. But it's not much. 1,000th or two, maybe. And left to right, it can be a little bit different, too. So, ideally, when you're testing squish, you really want to test it on all four corners. But for what I'm doing... If it's above 15 thousandths, I'm good. So I made a black line there on the intake, and it's going to give me a nice flat line to grind, in reference to, rather. I do not want to grind a lot out of the intake because it's going to make too much intake timing.
The ring's pretty helpful when you're looking at the curve of the exhaust, too, to see
Yep.
how flat it is or how... Because you don't want the intake to be... I mean, yeah, exhaust to be flat.
Just a line. Again, I'm not grinding to this line, just using it as a reference. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's really flat.
Makes life easier not having to put the rings on and deal with them. Yeah. So it depends on how much, Tom, it depends on how much precision you're really going for. Like, what are you really going for out of all that? And, you know, do we need ultra precision here? Are we going to the moon? We're not going to the moon. You're just not.
I have to say it's tough grinding on OEM cylinders because they look pretty good.
Right. I have a hard time grinding on OEM cylinders, too. So, but this one's used. The used ones I don't have quite as much of a problem. So let's go in here and grind a little bit. Need light though. Can't see anything.
You degreed this before?
Yeah, it's degreed. It was like 96 on the exhaust and 80 on the intake. And I forget what the transfers were, but whatever it is, I'm going to leave them.
Right, because if you cut it too far, it would be like what, almost 90 on the intake.
Right. If you then you got to fill it in. Super flat intake is okay. There's all kinds of plating here. You just want it smooth. So you flow right down to the corners even, and when it opens all at the same time. Nice crisp opening. So the other nice thing about a used cylinder is actually most of the time there's some level of shadow that shows you how wide the skirt is,
right,
and where you can grind to. And you want to stay a millimeter or two away from that edge, but it sure looks like I can take the intake a little bit wider here. Wide and square. Very good. Of course, we're assuming that the Meteor piston has the same skirt width. We assume the Meteor piston has the same skirt width as the OEM.
I think it's wider.
We'll find out.
I think on my own 64 was wider. Yeah, it looks really good.
I don't think I need to do much more than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't get crazy with it. I mean,
A couple millimeters away on both sides.
that exhaust is already pretty wide.
Yeah, I think we just polish it and then leave it. I'm not even going to touch the lowers. I guess we could grind on the lowers a little bit.
Yeah, maybe take like the whip off.
Yeah.
That's actually that's a really bad whip right there. Feeling it?
Okay. Let's do the lowers. There's a lip. You mean you can hang your fingernail on it? I don't see why the lip would need to be there. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So. better.
That looks good. Oh yeah, that's way better.
Smooth transitions, that's all. That is carbide. So the carbide cutter, these actually come in. Get them on eBay. F6, F6, I think, F8, F6, with the red carbide. 2.5 millimeter shank. So this is for this is a Marathon 3 dental lab electric handpiece, and then a straight nose cone. This is just a Chinese straight nose cone.
I'm gonna take a guess. Grinding inside somebody's mouth is more difficult than a cylinder.
A bit. It's a bit different in the mouth, yeah. Oh, there's a chunk of something in here too. We'll get rid of that. Just casting flash. I don't know how that made it past quality control, but whatever.
I'm surprised you don't have a case on your phone.
Yeah, I know.
Got lucky there, man.
I know. I've been lucky a few times with this thing.
If that was my phone, it would have cracked. For sure.
Yeah, that's already busting up, but it's okay. It'll be all right. I'll get another one of these days. Great. What do you think? So again, we're not. This is not. You know, you can do mild to wild. This is not wild. This is just a straight up clean up, and we're going for reliability here more than anything.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, come on.
Do you want to chamfer it first, or do you want me to wash it?
No. I have a look. Tell me what you think. I'm gonna go in with the. I'm gonna go with this
That's
guy.
definitely way better. That was a pretty bad whip. Yeah, I'm almost wondering if it's better not to widen the exhaust on these.
I'll just clean it up.
Wouldn't that adds exhaust timing almost, right?
Right, which you don't want to do at this point. You want to retain your torque, so...
Yeah, I'm curious how this one will run.
So this is just 50 grit, sandpaper. This stuff wears out and gets clogged pretty quick, so just take off a little bit here and then keep going.
That's a pretty small outlet.
Yeah, so we're going to do a highway muffler, which happens to be black, of course, but
That's
dual port.
Anyway.
Yeah, dual port.
I bet you somebody would buy that though.
Well, that'll go back to Cam. He wants that anyway, so I'll just give him the stuff back. You know, as a general rule, always give back the customer's stuff, even if it's an old fuel filter. Put it in the box and say, you know, the proof you changed it. Yeah.
Sometimes seeing is better than telling, I guess.
So we keep going for just a little while with this. So right here I've got my cards, which is a tally of whatever I've spent on this project, so that I can let him know what the final tally is, you know. And even with the 50 grit, this carbon is hard to get off. It's coming pretty good. Break it on a piece. Okay. So now that this is a little bit smaller diameter, I'll go in and get like the lowers here just to make sure they're smooth. Good. Let's do one more piece of 50 grit.
It's good that you found a cylinder with a decon valve in it.
Right. It's going to be, this will be stout. Any bets on what the compression's going to be?
190.
190. Anybody else want to bet?
At least as much as a 288.
Go into the intake. Again, you don't need to go to 600 grit here. It doesn't need to be that smooth.
Wow. Like that.
Get it?
So what we're trying.
I don't know if I have a new one. I hope I have a new one.
Yeah, I would say it was in good shape otherwise.
Good luck. Andrew, happy Easter. Yeah, we're hanging out. We're good.
Can't believe it's already April.
Believe it, it's here.
I'm believing it now.
You're loaded out. Yeah, things are going fast. I'll tell you what.
Must go by really fast for you.
Just gotta be not. It's gotta be smooth to your. The rings gotta pass it smooth. The intake, the rings don't gotta pass it, but the cylinder does. So you still want to make it pretty smooth. Okay, your job. Clean it. Don't kill yourself.
Gold.
Yeah. While we're waiting for Mason to do that, let's do the, well, we can clean this up. Let's clean this up. Then we're going to put this seal in because we've got a OEM seal to put in here. Lots of fresh OEM parts. Not a cheap build, folks. This is an expensive one. No question about it. Fresh new fish paper. Figure out what's what with the seal. All right. Now, because there's no real lip here, we don't really need a the Coke can trick. But I want to make sure the depth is set correct. 7.14. And then there's an inner lip here. 2. So essentially a 5mm depth. So the question is, it's a 4mm seal. So if I drive it right to, there's an inner lip there. If I drive it right to the inner lip, should be fine. And there's a millimeter of space between the rubber and the inner race, which is good.
Mike does such a nice job with like how smooth this finish is.
Yeah.
Nice piece.
Yep.
How much are those surfboards just for those two?
Not that, it wasn't bad. They're probably like $1 a shot.
Worth it. For OEM, I guess. How is Buck liking those hybrids?
Buck is liking the hybrids.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. But he said, what was interesting was he did say that the new one is not quite as fast as the other one, which doesn't make any sense because the other one, the head is trashed. Like,
But it might be broken in more than that.
it might be. So he's working on them, and he'll bring them tonight. He's actually gonna bring them tonight. Okay. So now I need something to drive that into the inner lip.
That one takes the bigger seal, right? This is in a short case, right? Or is it a long case? Or what?
This is a like a regular 660. But it's actually it's technically it's a 650, but it takes the regular seal, not the smaller seal, and not the 064 seal. No, it takes the 660 seal.
It's so confusing.
It is. drive it too deep.
That actually went in pretty much perfectly the first time you hit it, and I was like, wow.
Right, it didn't go off kilter. Them things tend to go off.
That's a nice trick.
Because this way it won't allow me to drive it too far. That's it right there. Yep. It's driven flush with that inner lip. That's it. So now we've got the seals in, both sides. Good to go there. So next we have the clips and the rings. So this is pretty, yeah, that's nice looking, huh?
That cleaned up nice. I think that's all it really needs. I mean, sure, you could go crazy on it, but...
Dick Small Engines. Mr. Olson, hope you're well, sir. Thank you. Just so you know, Mr. Olson is my grandfather. You can call me Matt. That's fine. Or Dr. Matt. But Mr. Olson doesn't work for me. Well, because my dad is Dr. Olson. I am technically Dr. Olson, not Mr. Olson. My grandfather is Mr. Olson. Technically, my brother would be Mr. Olson as well.
Your grandfather watches the Bears?
No, I died. No, he's dead and gone, unfortunately. But no, the title of Mr. is not. I am not Mr. Olson. It's too weird. It's too weird. But thank you just the same. Okay, so yeah, we're doing okay. Just busy, just incredibly busy, and trying to get this and that done. Okay, let's see if we can get the circlips on. You know what we can do also?
Your goal is to build enough saws and sell them to buy one of those.
Yeah, right, to buy a log truck, yeah.
That picture does suit the mood down here, I guess. It's a motivational picture.
Mm-hmm. Put a little bit of goop on here. Just over where the gasket sits. Don't really need it anywhere else. The other thing that's nice to do on these builds is load this up with oil. That way we're gooped. Yeah, just so everybody knows, the only people I make call me doctor are telemarketers. I don't really. Matt's fine. Very satisfied with Matt.
Telemarketers call you doctor?
No, I make telemarketers call me doctor. They're the only ones I make call me doctor. I don't make anybody else call me doctor. You can if you want to. I got no problem with that. Even in the office, I tell people you can call me Matt or Dr. Matt, whatever works for you. Jersey Josh. Well, doctor, do you make house calls? No. No.
Do you do dentistry work on your own family?
Yes. So, but there's two philosophies on that. What they told us in school was to not work on family. They told us specifically, do not work on family.
Why?
Because it gets weird. Because if something goes wrong, what happens? It's a family member, right? I'll give you the other end of that philosophy. Why become a doctor if it's not to take care of your own family?
I agree with the second one.
So that tends to be me also, is,
If you do good work, you shouldn't
if
have
I-
anything to be afraid of.
That's right.
Just like if you're driving around and you're afraid of getting pulled over by a cop, you're probably doing something wrong. That might be a different
It's a bit of a different
philosophy.
problem, but you got a SICK 390 over here? Okay, well. You mean like a Stihl 390?
A Stihl or a Husky, hopefully a Husky 390.
I think it's a Stihl 390 that he's got.
If it's a Husky 390, I know your answer. If it's a Stihl 390, I know your answer.
Yep. So these circlips, the steel circlips, are a pain because they don't have ears on them.
I agree.
I've not really figured out the secret to getting these. Husky. You meant Husky. Okay. What can I help you with? Because if it's a Stihl 390, I can't help you. There's actually a special circlip tool, by the way, that is used for these, and they're just, it's a pain. The whole thing's a pain. Well, if the circlips have ears, I have no problem doing them. But if they don't have ears, then it's much more of a pain in the neck for me.
I have a little screwdriver at home, like around like a slot in it. It's still a pain with that.
It's still a pain, right? It's still a pain. Let's see if we can go the width direction here. That might actually work. So I've got these pliers that I ground on. They do tend to make things a little easier, but not ultimately easy. When I figure these out, I'll let you guys know. I may just switch to the Husky circlips on this because these are such a pain.
Really doesn't save any weight either, cutting that circle off. Do you want me to try it?
Yeah, you can try. Yeah. Make one last go here. See, I can get it down like that. Basically, Eric says, "Are you not cutting timber today?" No, he's not cutting. He's off.
That'd be my second set of eyes in case it goes flying.
If it goes flying, I'm gonna find husky clips. Just don't stab yourself, dude.
Mm.
Yeah, there is actually a tool to do this. Yeah, the thing is, if you can't get it in like this, then you're not going to be able to get it on the saw. Is it in?
There we go.
You got one?
That's a pain in the ass. Excuse my language.
It's a pain in the ass. Let me see if I got husky clips, because I probably have husky clips. Because if we're going to be putting it on, because once it goes on the saw, that's a 13 millimeter clip, not a 12.
Well, I mean, we could give it a shot. There's definitely like a certain like angle you gotta get on it. I bet 372 clip will work or something.
That's a 372 clip.
Yep.
That'll work, I think. Let's see, make sure. Yeah, that's a 12 millimeter clip. I think that's a 13 millimeter clip. Let's just for comparison's sake. Nope, that might be a 13 also. There, that's it. So that runs on just fine. Yeah, so that one does go in. Heck with that one. Manual wrap handle at $3.95. Yep. Yeah, and they're really cheap right now. The wrap handles are really inexpensive.
It's pretty easy to change out.
Yeah. Some people don't like the wraps, mainly because of...
If you want to cut something longer.
Right. If you're doing flush cutting, then the tree guys really don't like the wrap handles. But some people do.
Followers out west like them, like it's almost a requirement out there, I think.
So I put the clip in so you can grab it easy next time.
Ah, yeah.
So now you can just reach in there and grab.
That's better, yeah. And it's out the ear to even move it around in there, too.
Yeah. Alright, so this is all lubed up. Pretty much ready to go. Let's get a little bit of Loctite here. Why is that? That's why. Loctite. Helpful if I had the open one. Loctite for head bolts. This way. OEM wrist pin, OEM pin bearing as well. Very important. This is a Meteor piston. These are nice pistons, but you really want a OEM OEM wrist pin and pin bearing. The wrist pins on these, the OEM ones, are actually lighter. They're lightened. Now let's see if I can get this in. Like I usually do. Click. And run it around in a circle. Just make sure it's all the way in. That's good. Ear facing up. So now your pin is in. Okay. What's next? Now I need cavers. Down here, I think. There should be the Meteor piston box. Where would that be? Thought I saw the Meteor. Is there a piston box in there? Well, that's kind of silly. Oh, is this it? This is it. Yeah, here. Okay. I got it. Okay. Fresh cavers. Here we go. You know what? I can put this steel clip. Doesn't belong to me. I didn't buy that. That goes in there for the customer. Yeah, brand new fresh caber rings. So right now, this is kind of fairly straight assembly. The only other thing I'm going to modify on this, I think, is the exhaust. We're going to open that up a little bit, but there's not a whole lot of other modification to do. So at this point, this is all straight assembly. Matt, the 262 with Rattler head totally rips. Loves the saw. Good. Eric, I'm happy you like it. It was a job. Them things. I swear, dude. Like, yeah, and you got it.
Turned out well as it did.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
I was surprised it turned out as well as it did, honestly.
Yeah. It's a nice saw. Just, it's a lot of work to go through these things. You know, as you can see, there's huge amount of work here. This is not...
I almost think this saw is easier than a 288. I don't know about cheaper, though. Because there's less pieces. But a 288 has all those rubber bits that go in there.
Yep.
And then the throttle is like this weird contraption, you know?
Well,
I don't know. They both have their pluses and minuses. You know?
Yep. Brand new OEM boot.
How much is that?
That's like $40 right there,
40
probably.
bucks
Yeah.
for a boot?
Yeah.
That's more than a meteor piston.
That's a lot of money.
40 bucks for a boot.
Close to straight, but let's all the way straight. There. That's straight on there. No lips. Looks good.
Yep.
Now I need the ring on it though, which I didn't see it in all this stuff. Let's see if it's there. It's always funny how like one part can really screw you up. You're like, no, we don't got that. Well, don't worry, I got more. I think. This is actually a used boot, but
Is it still good or is it?
yeah, it still looks fine. But we'll ignore that for now.
How much is an antique block for a 288?
Ooh, I don't know. I do not know on that.
Usually you don't see those bad though.
No.
$394 though.
Yep.
Isn't that weird though? The 288 you don't see it as much.
Aha, it went on. Okay. Put that on. Get a little bit of blue Loctite here, just to make sure. So it is a lot of little parts that just like, if you don't have extra, for whatever reason it's missing, blah, 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 then the whole thing doesn't go together.
I think you might have to put that at an angle. I don't know if the impulse is gonna... The screw.
Oh, you think it's not going to fit?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I remember when I put the sixes together.
$10 says it fits just like this. No, it's way up. That's way up.
I think it'll be out of the way.
It'll be plenty of room. Okay. Ranchan, take care. Thanks, man. Alright, do I really need to do ring compressors is the question. Okay, so we've got both of our clips. We're lubed up. Gonna need head bolts here. I gotta find the head bolts in just a second. Okay, the first ring is good. second one, that's the trick. I might cheat and use ring compressors. I don't know. Let's see. This is definitely something you need 3 hands for. Nope, I'm gonna have to do ring compressors. This feels so much like cheating now, huh? Hey, Mike. Glock is on. Glock is.
Did a nice job powdering case.
I think so. Okay, ring compressor used. Did you get the other 288 cases, Mike? I sent you some 288 cases. Okay, so now I need to find head bolts. Not there, not there. No. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4 head bolts.
Oh wait, those heavy duty threads, huh?
Yeah, these are not M5, they're M6. So 288 uses quarter 20. This is M6 and T27. All ready to get blasted? Great. Okay, so I've got the base gasket, we got the rings in, everything feels good. Boots on, seals are good. Go? Do it? What do you think? Mason says do it, so we'll do it. Move to bottom dead center.
That's the worst that can happen.
I don't know.
Remembered all the star clips, that's important.
Yeah, you remember the clips, you're pretty good. Just start that one.
The rings are on the right side, right? Didn't install the piston backwards.
Didn't install the piston back. Well, the rings are typically to the intake side, so yeah, no, I didn't install the piston backwards. Get that one started. So, you have the gasket on wave up. No, I got it wave down. Not worried. Bump down. Wave up. No, wave down. Mike, I've never had a problem either way. Not with those.
You figured they would write that in the package.
Yeah, but they don't, so. Now we did drop the head, so you have to look for things, but we didn't drop it that much, so. Look at the flex.
Yeah, that's how you can kind of tell it's tight, no? When that thing starts to flex.
When it flex, that's tight. That's my calibrated arm. Ah. So,
Buck's tightening method is
Yeah.
tight as humanly possible.
right. Why would you do anything else? Yeah. Okay, so what next? Next, flywheel. Poly flywheel here. Flywheel nut. Mike, is there a washer on the flywheel nut? No, right? I don't think there's a washer that goes with that. I think it's just this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
A little bit of. I know Mike probably wants me to advance the timing on this, but do you want me to advance it?
Why not? Why wouldn't you? Come on, you know they like it. You know they like it, man. It's easier to do it now than later.
All right. We'll advance it. We'll advance it. Let's advance the timing.
I think these things like it more than any other, so I've actually done it too.
Half key. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Hell yes. All right.
We'll
Half the key.
eyeball it out.
We're gonna eyeball this. It'll be close enough for Mike, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, flat file.
Somewhere in there. That's how to do it. And then you file it. So the whole thing can rotate this way. That's advanced. Take a flat file and hit it. But not near an open head. Right? Good. Okay. Here we go. How tight do we want it? About 5 ugga-duggas. Wrong. Want all the ugga-duggas. Obviously. Might take a while.
I even marked where the magnet is on this. North and south.
That's pretty cool.
That's not working.
Is that enough? You can tell me to keep going. Couple more strokes.
Let me see that file.
So this side is cutting. This side does not cut.
Alright, I see.
So while he's working on that, I'm going to take and put the oil vent, that's what it is. OEM oil vent on these. 1128, 640, 90, 100. Got a bunch of these. And they just tap in. This hole right here just taps in. Done. Fresh new oil tank vent. Alright, now where is it? Don't lose it. Yeah.
That's good.
Yep. Get a little bit of extra. So we're going to do that. We're going to hold it just like that. Yeah, you can hold. Hang on. Yeah. And I'm going to hit it with, hold it advanced, and I'm going to hit it with the impact. And now we're going to hit it with the torque wrench.
We can eyeball out advance. We don't even need to measure anymore. We can even eyeball out Squish too.
Eyeball Squish.
Saves time.
Do
I think like 25 is like.
yeah, I do less, so there's 25. There's yeah, I think 25 is the rating. I do that's like 20 there. You got this blue Loctite on there. It's not going anywhere. As long as the tapers are clean, you're pretty good. Whew. Now we got the real job of putting it back together. Now we gotta put the whole damn thing together.
It goes together faster after that.
Yep, that's true. Alright, so let's go over to this side and start putting new stuff in. So impulse hose, brand new, OEM. This will be relatively straightforward to pull through. Mason, of course, is way ahead of me here, but okay. Brand new OEM oil hose. Yes, give me the pickup. By the way, it's kind of a pain in the neck.
Just gonna try and get it off without destroying it. Well, that destroyed taking it off. That was like dry rotted.
You do new. Always nice to have fresh.
You wanna throw this?
Yeah, put it in there that way. Cam has it. Yep, right there. Good. So I'm not even going to put any goops on here because it's all fresh and new. So now there is a piece of rubber that goes between these two. That's not it.
I know what you're talking about.
Ah, I see it right there. Yep, it's a little black piece of rubber. It goes between the crankcase and the oiler here. We can make sure the oiler works. You can actually put oil in there, and I can see oil coming out. So we know the oiler's good.
Yep, don't forget this little thing.
I always forget that. Thank you.
I don't think it's really important.
No, but you always forget it. A little rubber tab on the end. Let's do some Loctite and get the 2 oiler bolts here. So in case anybody hadn't followed, this indeed is a 390 XP bearing in a 660.
Which we have proven works.
Which we have proven does indeed work.
I actually milled with that 060 sits a little bit and it was fine.
It was fine, yeah.
And I was using 404 chain. I wasn't like babying it. If it doesn't blow up doing that, it's not going to blow up.
Right. You mean the 660 that my 660? That's the one you were using.
I think that the other one.
Oh, the other one.
The first one that we.
The first one we did.
I milled a couple of slabs. I want to mill a couple other things. I just haven't found a good piece of wood yet. I try and wait until I get a nice end cut of an oak or something.
There we go. Tight.
Gotta be careful with those.
They're little. Okay, so this thing.
Got tab on the end of it.
Interesting. Do I have another? I wonder.
Because that's what grabs this thing. It doesn't grab it like that. There's like a little piece that sticks on the end, and then it kind of like grabs it like that.
Got it. So that actually sheared off. I see. Okay. So
I almost wonder if you could bend that up and like.
you might, or the easier solution.
I don't know why they had to bend it like that. Why couldn't they just do like a straight piece, you know? That would make too much sense, would it? I wonder if you could take that off and put it on that one.
That is, in fact, what I'm thinking. Is this just, I think it's just sprung on.
Yeah, it's like a spring.
It's a spring. So I should be able to separate that. Great, now I need my
This one's not even tight.
Where is that tool?
Oh wow, you got one of those things.
Yeah. So that's actually that direction. So that's tight. Okay, so I need to go the other direction. So these are like ring clip pliers that you can actually set for squeezing or for splaying out.
Wow. Those are pretty neat.
Got these a long time ago. I have not used them that much.
Wow.
the real, yeah, it's not for, it's not a pressure type tool.
Yeah, it's like for snap rings.
It's for little snap rings. This is not for. This spring is much heavier than this tool is probably rated for. Well, one idea is just to cut it off.
I think getting it on would be easier than getting it off.
Can you get a screwdriver in there? Don't kill me here. Hang on. All right, just get a second screwdriver in. Hang on. Don't press it. Just get a second screwdriver in, which I have. Hang on.
I don't really have a good position. I don't want to break this thing either.
Right, because the plastic here is perfectly good. Yep. Here, I'll both of them. I'll give both of you. That way you don't bugger your hands. Here, let's try to take this other one off. Let's see if this is you.
Wow, this thing is really tight pressure, huh?
This one's easier. Oh, that's just broke. So, yeah, this is just going to come right off.
Yeah, that one's all worn out.
Just use this. Did I not buy another oiler worm? I might have, but I just don't remember.
Do you have a pair of like normal pliers? They're like
Longer ones. You want longer ones?
you know, I'm thinking of doing this. Yeah, it's not.
Here, get the second. Good. Yes. Now you got it. Go. And now lift. Just lift that all the way out. Yep. Yeah, you got it. Lift it and work it. Now you
I
got
don't
it.
want to be the one to break it. You're better at those kind of finesse kind of situations.
Okay, so that's junk. So unfortunately, this one's junk too. But if we're having a hard time getting it off, right? So we have to remember which way it went too. But
Right.
let's do.
So lay that one on there. Right there.
Well, I can just grind this. I can just hit this with the grinder and it'll pop right off. That's pretty easy.
This is silliness for me.
It is.
It's really a dumb design, to be honest with you. You know, I bet you that other one broke because somebody put the clutch drum on the wrong way and it kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like they put it on. This drum is in good shape.
Overall, I think the saw wasn't too bad. It's just
Dirty.
dirty and not complete. And whoever had done the previous rebuild didn't know what they were doing. So, you know, that combination there is
Oh, somebody else tried to remove it.
Well, it was an aftermarket head that was on there. That was cooked. The head was cooked. Let's see, will this splay out a little easier now? Hot. Really hot. Okay.
You want to try and spread it and I'll hold that. I think it's going to be a two-person.
Might be.
I'll hold that bottom part.
You hold the bottom.
Oh, man.
Is it good?
That's good. 25 minutes for late. That bullshit.
Yeah,
little
but
piece.
this is not a cheap part. That's the thing. Like, that's an expensive part.
That's such a terrible design, really, honestly. Isn't it? That's like guaranteed to break.
Well, I definitely don't like how it doesn't spin.
Is there a washer that goes under that or no?
Oh, the pump is not spinning. Why is the pump not spinning? Does it spin now? Yeah, something bent. The pump, as it installed, something bent. So something is not straight somewhere.
Put it on.
This didn't seat all the way here for some reason. There was something preventing it from seating. So it could just be the powder.
Let's see that. Little screw.
Is it rocking? Yeah. Once I loosened that screw, it went fine. But
Try it again. Maybe it was like. See, now it's like in its. Because there's like a. See, like where it's like kind of offset like that, and it kind of like clicks in that. Try that now. Because there's like a. You know what I mean? There's like a spot that like. Fits in there.
there's a little bit of powder, I think, in the wrong spot. Nope.
What the heck?
Doesn't turn. there's powder in some spot here that's just it's too much. And it's I'm sure like it's a tiny bit, but
maybe it's that right there. You know what I'm talking about.
mm-hmm. Little tiny things, little things.
Let me scrape it out with a pick or something. I don't know. You want me to give it back to you?
Yeah. It won't matter. Oh yeah, you didn't want to suck up the black piece. Yeah, you're right.
Let me look at that. I mean, that might be causing it because that's like new. You know what I mean?
Still, like all the surfaces here should.
Maybe try tightening that one first.
Yeah, but this is bending down for some reason. But this surface and that surface should come.
Is that in all the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Maybe try tightening that screw first. Let me tighten it down. I don't know.
See?
It's hitting somewhere else.
It really feels like this is actually hitting too hard. There is some little spot that's preventing it from.
See, now it's like flat. Now it's flat.
See?
Now it's flat, yeah. I think you have to tighten both. Now it's screwed.
It's moving?
Mm-hmm. I think there's like powder in this spot. I think you were right.
I bet it doesn't move now.
It's moving.
Yeah, let's feel it.
I bet that was the powder.
The powder's somewhere.
Mm-hmm. There's like a spot that like fits in there though, you know what I mean?
Well, it's all a flat surface, so it needs to go up against a flat surface. That's all.
Do I put grease on that or no?
Yeah. That's correct now.
Pain in the ass. I'm surprised you don't have to bleep out more words on your channel for these bullets.
Okay. So there's lots of other little stuff to put in, so let's do the little stuff.
Those are fun.
So the AV mount for back here, I tend to forget. Kind of annoying, but where'd my Loctite go? Where's the Loctite?
Right.
Can't see it.
It helps having two sets of eyes.
Mm-hmm. Really need to
Reconveniently draw the big hole in the case for you.
just for that. Yeah, good.
I imagine you would want to put that in before you put the AV mount in, though.
It's easier.
Little things.
Alright, where is my...
I guess everyone's eating lunch. I would be too.
Yeah.
No one commented.
Since Mike, I know. That's why I have Mason around just to pick up stuff, right? Alright, so the big one is actually going here. Went right in. This is synthetic grease that I'm using here, Mobile One. So it's not going to degrade the rubber.
Because normal grease would.
It might.
I learned something new today. Glad I have synthetic grease at home. That's red. Synthetic grease is usually red, right? I mean,
I don't know. Well, the Mobile One stuff is, and I've been using, like, I've had that tub of Mobile One for like 20 years.
I have a tube of the Amsoil, the synthetic grease or whatever it is, but it's the same color as that. It's probably like the same color.
There we go. There's your AV there. Okay. Let's put this stuff in. So, the studs.
Important needs a lot to iron those.
Yep.
I think I prefer the Husqvarna studs.
Might have to chase these.
Yeah. That's probably not a spot you want to put a Haley coil in. That's probably the most important part of the saw, right? The bar studs, because what's the point of the saw without it?
I think it's M8. Yeah.
Wow.
M8 by 1.25.
That was a lot of
Stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
need to be changed.
What's in there? So the way I tighten these is I double nut them.
I do the same thing too. Why is there any other way to do it?
I don't know.
I bet you Stihl makes the tool that's expensive for it.
Probably some stupid tool. Great. Ah, tightened it down too much. Damn it. There isn't like a lot of stud here to actually. No, it's basically impossible to grip to. I got one thread there. That's it. 19mm, 3/4 inch. This Loctite doesn't do much. Yeah, there's not a ton of studs sticking out.
I'm sorry.
There's not a lot of stud sticking out here. It's only a little bit of stud. So you only get a little bit of thread to grab.
Like I said, I prefer the Husqvarna design. I think it's more idiot proof. Just knock them in and you're done. You ever have a Husqvarna come in with loose studs? Like they were falling out of the case? How do you fix that?
JB Weld. So now even the bottom is loose. You just don't want to move the bottom one. That should do. Okay, now we got these goodies.
For some reason, I think my 288 was done by now. We were working on it. I think it was actually faster than this thing. Well, little oil pump slow us down, right?
A bit, yeah.
That's not really fair.
Is there too much powder in here? I think there's too much powder there.
That's really a fiddly design for a chain tensioner.
So I need to somehow scrape the powder out of there. Need it chiseled, that's what I need. When you have a Dremel, you can do just about anything. See, that will go there.
So really, if you're gonna powder this again, it would be safe to take that area off.
Yep, tape the whole damn thing off, yeah. Because for whatever reason, this is just not. I mean, this is like way off.
Let me see. I mean, it pushes in. Look. Is that how it's supposed to go, right?
Oh, maybe it's upside down. Was I putting it upside down? I might have been putting it upside down. Yeah, it might have been upside down. Click.
2 sets of eyes. Hey, but you know what? There was probably a little bit of powder in there because right when you first tried to put it in, it wouldn't like.
It wouldn't go. Yeah. There's a little O-ring in there.
Is it in here?
No, it's in here.
That sounds like something you would forget easily.
Yeah.
That's way too fiddly.
Yep.
Again, the Husqvarna wins there for a point. Even though their chain catcher usually has a tendency to fall out. But that's easily fixed with a neat clip, right?
Yep. Little tricks. So wheel, screw. Where's the screw? The screw. Okay, so we don't put that on until later. I gotta get the dogs on, the clutch, and everything else, right?
Chain brake maybe next.
Yep, probably. It's reasonable. That and the knee. Where's the knee? By the way, I can't stand figuring these out.
Do you need this thing too, right? But that comes after. There's little E-clips, right?
You actually need the brake handle. To do this part, which is kind of silly.
That is a silly setup.
But in order to, I mean, it works, but in order to actually put this whole thing on,
I should have been taking notes on the 372 XP. That saw is the easiest brake of any saw.
Okay, so then this. Oh, wait, no, wait. We're ahead of ourselves. Hang on. We're definitely ahead of ourselves.
What happened?
Because we forgot the spring underneath.
This thing?
Yep, there's a little spring and the pawl. I knew this was too easy. It was too easy.
It's way too many pieces for a brake.
Then there's an E-clip on here too. That's the one. That's for now. Okay. Now, this has to go in. And the whole thing has to like seat all at the same time.
You have to put this on after, right?
Yeah. I have a trick to do that too. So it's got a seat so the pawl comes over and engages the spring. And then this part, no, it's not quite there. Got to lift it back up a little bit, but not all the way. Always have a pain in the neck time with these. There. Now it sits. Question is, I don't remember if that's the correct direction for the knee again. I don't know. I don't know if that's upside down or.
No, I think that's right, because that goes underneath the handle, right, and then clips. Or is it going like that, right?
See, I think this is upside down. I think that's upside down. Because I think this part actually grabs the spring. And
Yeah.
this part grabs the
Brake handle.
the actual brake handle. Yeah.
It's amazing. It takes more time to put this together than it does the motor.
I'm sure when you've done this a zillion times, it's not a big deal. But I've done this a few times, and
I'm still doubtful of that.
still kind of a pain in the neck.
Probably easier to take it apart than it is to put it together.
And I have to relearn this like every time I do this. There's your E-clips. Now this part just goes in like this. That should fall in there, which it does. Good. Now we have the spring.
I kind of like the black. It makes it easier to see the parts actually when they're on it, huh? Doesn't it?
The Sarge gave me this.
Oh, wow. That's a smart idea.
All it is it's just a simple hex nut driver. You bring it down.
That's a great idea.
Now you've got it clipped.
You know, what would probably work too is that, you know, that carb tool with the spines.
Yep, that would work. Anything with a it's just a hex driver and it's just ground down so it's smooth. So it goes over, it fits over that little stud there.
Easier than using a screwdriver.
That still moves. No big deal there.
Maybe clutch next.
Yeah, I guess we can do all that stuff next. Actually, you know what I can do? I can put the shroud on. So check this out.
Oh, you painted it? How do you do that?
I hit that with magic marker. I sprayed it with magic marker.
Oh, you have those magic markers that spray?
Yeah. Well, I have the spray tool for the magic marker.
How does it do that?
Just air.
That must be expensive.
It wasn't cheap, but you know, it's cool to have.
To be honest with you, you never see that part anyway.
Right, doesn't matter.
The flywheel is still with.
I just wanted to put a nice little touch, you know, just to.
You could probably almost spray the flywheel too, but what's the point, you know?
Just wanted to have a nice little touch. I thought that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Have like a fully blacked out 660.
Yeah, they're pretty small screws. Is there one more, right?
One more. Yep.
A lot of proprietary screws there.
How we doing, guys? This looks good. Kind of like we meant it to be like that, you know? Okay. Clutch, like you said, clutch next.
No, wait. Bring it.
Yep.
Top is right here. Top.
Okay.
I put that one the wrong way before.
Now we just hit this with the impact. Did not have to be super tight.
This is the right one. I think. Grease. What is this? Just the old one, or is this the right one? That's the right one, I think.
Nope. That's the pin bearing. That's an aftermarket pin bearing. You can throw that away. Not going to save that one for the customer because I don't want anybody using that one.
That thing's literally like plastic almost.
There it is. Let's do the rim. This one's kind of worn.
Yeah.
Let's check that. I wonder if I got any rims out. 387. Oh, right now. Good thing I got this sitting around. Yeah. Looks good to me. Let's work on the gas tank.
Do you want to take this impulse and fuel liner, or?
Yeah, we're gonna remove the fuel line. We're gonna remove. Right, so the impulse line is coming out. Fuel line is coming out. Put away a few things here though we don't need for the moment. Hopefully I don't need this tool anymore. It's funny, the spreader tool is really handy.
I agree.
For certain things, like it's just suddenly handy. Like, oh wow, you know. That the chisel can go away.
You know, it'd be funny to powder coat the cases in steel orange like us. That would actually be real funny. I would laugh my ass off if somebody came to a get together with a steel that was like powder coated orange, like actual Husqvarna orange to a T, and then left the tank dyed the tank orange too. You want to do that? Do that for the next steel you build. I want to see that. I think it would actually kind of look cool. And then put an XP badge on the top.
XP on the top.
Yeah, I wonder what a Husqvarna would look like if the tank was dyed white. Pretty ugly, I think. I don't know.
This impulse line, probably not too bad, but still.
Piece of line, right?
Hugely, yeah.
Those aren't cheap. I know the fuel line isn't cheap either. They want a lot of money for the fuel line, actually.
Yep. So here's the fuel line. Here's the impulse line. Yeah, this is just gonna slap right together, I think.
You got this little thing too.
I had a new impulse line, I saw it.
This is pretty stuck on there. The little thing that goes.
Oh yeah, we'll get that. Is the impulse line down there?
The one that you throw in there.
No, the new one. Is there a new one in there? Somewhere? Did I miss it? Because I know I have it here. It's here somewhere.
There's a new operator present, so you're probably going to want that. Or new.
Yep, I want that. That. It's here. It has to be here.
You're probably got this thing. Whoa.
Yeah, that was completely screwed.
Holy
so,
shit.
yeah.
Might want to show that to your viewers.
Things that go bad.
That's beyond bad. And there's another little slide in here.
Well, it has to be around here somewhere. Because I saw it earlier.
It's not in that box.
It might have like fallen somewhere here or something stupid. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. The impulse line is already installed on the case. It's fine. I already put it in.
I should have noticed that. Too.
Yep. Sorry. My bad. So let's get the fuel line out of here. That came out relatively easily. Just going to rip this out because this is completely dry rotted line. Yep.
I have one of these carbs when it's actually leaking out of where this thing presses in.
Oh yeah?
I wonder if that's actually replaceable.
Depends on how much 1184 you want to stick on there.
JB it in.
JB it in. Brand new OEM, not flippy caps, the original screw-ons.
Isn't it interesting how they kept this at 60 normal cap and then made all the other sauce there?
Alright, so brand new original fuel line. Now this stuff I'm not writing down and keeping track of because Cam actually went down to the dealer and purchased it himself. I just told him like what to get, give him a materials list. He was able to purchase it, so I don't really need to keep track of it.
That was pretty easy.
Yeah, that's not too bad. This, on the other hand, a little bit of grease.
Probably make it easier to take off the next time too.
Yep. There it goes. Perfect. Okay. Where's the old carburetor there? With that elbow. Oh yeah. Here's it. You took it off. I just need the length of that. And we're gonna use a little bit of R3 on there.
You're putting out Tillotson carb on it, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was available at HL Supply.
I think that's a good choice.
Yeah.
We know those work.
Does not matter how this elbow goes. Looks like. Did that fit all the way on? Was that all like? Was that seated all the way home?
Oh yeah, all the way in. Yeah, I would put grease on that thing.
Too late now.
It's quite a tight fit.
There, perfect. Right? Good? Yeah?
Yeah.
New handle. Before I forget, this rubber piece, brand new OEM, goes over here on.
That seems like something you forget easily.
Yep.
companies they want a lot of money for. Especially that one.
Especially that one.
Because they know it's gonna wear out.
Brand new OEM. This is not a cheap part. Put that there so we don't forget it. All right. We got all the switch and everything. Like so, all this. Okay. Your trigger. Aha. That appears to fit just fine on there. That looks correct.
What a carb.
Yeah, I want the operator presence lever. Where is that? And the multi-function switch thing.
Is that an oil cap?
That might be the oil cap.
Yeah, the salt toppings on it.
I don't know. Somebody.
Yeah, I don't see it in here.
There. Over here. That. And that. Sorry, messing it all up.
I'm guessing you're probably gonna want this soon. Ignition. Do you want me to clean this off?
Yeah, clean that. Thank you.
Grungy.
Yeah. Multi-function switch going in here. There's other stuff that needs to hold it in, but we'll ignore that for now. Operator presence lever. All these parts. Great. I'll bet that self-tapper goes in here. Which of course is not correct. But okay. So now I need a screwdriver there. Steel fasteners. Let's see here. I've got a whole pile of steel fasteners. I need a small, another knee. Check that out. Oh dear. Like a smaller screw. That might work. not feel right.
What's up?
Just trying to figure out what screw to put in here. It may actually be.
It's a self-tapper, I think.
Yeah, it was that self-tapper, but I think I need a longer one. And I'll find this screw that'll work. Yeah, it's coarse thread. Skinny but coarse thread. It's like an M4. Got it. Good.
But you found it.
Yeah. It's like an M4 screw. It's skinny, but it's a coarse thread.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Dolmar has the same thing on it. Wow, even this piece was broken. It's amazing how much stuff is broken on a saw like this. Wow, this was perished.
Oh yeah, that's done.
That might be why it burned up too. Did you find out why it burned up?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Hang on, just looking for screws now.
What do you need?
I need M4 screws. And for some reason, they're missing.
Yeah.
M4, not 5.
Do you take it out and put it down somewhere?
Yes, of course I did. That. Oh no, I was wrong. They're M5. That's M5, not M4. I was wrong.
Are they in here?
I think they're in there somewhere. No, they might be these. How about these? These? The short ones? Those might be them.
Do they have a washer on them or something?
No, they're just big.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're short.
Short. 9 people watching. I don't see any comments. Anybody have any questions?
Must be eating lunch.
Everybody's eating lunch.
They're all working.
Hopefully they're working.
What was that?
Hopefully they're working. Good.
Yeah, you were right. It was the short ones.
Okay. Put this.
I think that this part reached its service life.
Yeah, probably.
But I think it's safe to say this saw probably had a decent amount of time on it to wear that out. put this thing in for the wires after. Yeah, that goes after.
That goes after, yeah, I think. Just make sure this all slides in. Which it doesn't typically want to, but there it goes.
To tighten it.
Yeah. This can just get pushed into here. Now you can do this with string too. I've shown that method before. Totally fine. Nice. Make sure that's all nice and good there. Yep. Top. Good. Now there's a ring piece that goes in there too. Yep. There's the ring. Before we put the carburetor in, let's get the wires. Georgie, welcome. Is that a...
This is how it goes though, they like cross over like that.
Okay. Pretty good.
They did put the coil in a good spot in this saw though. Not muffler.
Thomas, Matthew, no questions. My screen time is at a second. That's okay. I forget. Now, does this...
It has like a little rubber piece.
It actually goes through there?
That's a pain in the ass. At least when I tried to go, broke my balls.
Well, so let's do it the other way then.
Yeah.
Put the rubber in.
Yep, and then the wires in.
Then the wires.
That's a better idea. I think I can do it with the wires in it.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... Well, hang on. Let's see. Should have put the yellow wire in first.
Yeah.
Now you got to get it in here. And that's going to be the real toughie, I think. Almost. I see it. Through. Gotta go through the firewall, essentially. There you go. Come through. Haha. Good. 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 Now these wires do go around this way. They tuck in the back here, up and under, and then they tuck in. They kind of go up and around. Let's see if this will do. Oh, I see. Hang on. This is under instead of over. Okay. It's the contact. Yeah, maybe that'll be better. The contact spring here, which needs to come up and over, and that needs to go under and in, and up and over. Yeah.
It's a pain.
Well, the multifunction switch kind of screwed this up a little bit. I probably should have had this in correctly earlier.
The engineer that invented a multi-function switch.
Right. Whoever came up with the multifunction switch. Really?
Just on and off and choke is all I do.
There. That might work. Oh, wait a minute. That pin
Maybe
goes.
put it in the plastic case first.
It has to go on top of the plastic piece, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hang on a second. Goes under like that, right?
It's gotta go on.
But then it's going to come up.
Yeah, that's gotta go on. So.
Hey, yep, hang on. Look, hang on. You can't bring. You have to press the trigger, right, to bring it down. Now I have to bring that up and over. Is what I have to do. Yep, lift it up and over.
There you go. I'll flip it over. There you go. Yep.
Now the yellow wire goes on that spring. eventually.
This thing better run good.
Right, it better be run great. Of course, now at this point. Now I'm thinking what I probably should have done was actually, before we even messed around with that spring, I should have installed this. I got it. It's good. Good, it's fine. Now you just tuck the wire in the back. Make sure it's tucked in behind. That way it does not interfere with the mechanism. And now the other wire, the black wire, comes in and around and attaches. Perfect.
Oh, you just flipped it off. Yeah.
We're missing something.
Just leave it like that.
It should go one more to go off, right?
Let me see.
Because, and here, wait a minute. So this piece, this black piece goes in here and holds the whole multifunction switch. This, there, and then that just goes like that. So now, but it should have an off function.
Yeah, that's
there.
off.
That's off.
And then that's on, and then choke is like that. See, and then it holds up like that.
Apparently it doesn't hold up like that.
No, you just flipped it off.
That's the question. It's like, wait a minute, why is it not staying up and over?
Let me see. Yeah.
See?
You have to pull it.
Is this not fully home? Is that why? Is the pin not fully? Because it looks like
Did
it's
you
not.
bend it before?
It's not. It's not fully seated. Is the problem? So
Yeah, we gotta pop it in there. Does that thing pop into it? You know what I'm saying?
does what thing pop? This has to. The pin needs to be longer, essentially. So it wants to sit, but it doesn't want to. This pin here needs to come out further.
Oh, I see what the problem is. That has to pop into this thing.
Yep.
Because the pin isn't what this. There we go. Hold on.
Aha! Now you got it.
Censor that out.
Kind of a
too.
pain.
That's a stupid design.
Well, now it's in. It's good. John Tenbarge, hoping to see the seals. Yes, I'm selling the John. I'm selling crank tools. I've actually sold 2 kits today. So if anybody wants crank tools, let me put my email in here so people have it. It's Matty05 at AOL.com. Get rid of the extra ampersands here. So John, the seals here, you can go back in the video and actually see the flywheel side which is very, very straightforward. It shows me measuring it and just tapping it in nice and gentle. The PTO side, the seal here, I cheated on and I used the 390 XP bearing. So if you want to use the OEM bearing, that's fine. But I'll show you another way to cheat. Hang on. Yeah, so the other way to cheat, if you want to use a sleeve install tool, fittings, I have to do a video on these. Fitting sleeve, 502, 50, 5201. This sleeve helps the seal slide down over the lip so it doesn't prolapse. It's a husky part, but it works, that particular size works on, actually, anything 6203 for bearings. So here's a 394 crank or 288 crank, but the sleeve just allows the seal to just go down and slide right over that. As an example, this is an OEM Stihl seal, and it would just, watch this, it'll just slide right over that and onto the crank without prolapsing the seal. You can still see that. So now it's on the crank and it's over the lip. So the fitting sleeve is cool. It's a nice part, very inexpensive. You were going to say?
The inner diameter of that seal is the same on that crank as it is this.
Yeah, because they're all 6203 style bearings.
I gotcha.
Right? The outer diameter of a 6203 is the same. The inner diameter of the inner race is the same. But the thickness of the bearings is different because of the proprietary nature of the PTO side bearings.
There's another name for that too. Garbage.
Garbage. Jerks. Big jerks. Hopefully those are the ones for the AV mounts and not for the handle. Are these the right here? Are those AV mounts or for the handle?
Yeah, handle, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, those are different because they have like a shoulder on them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Plus, you have
That Vihas Vilks is 254 XP worth 20 euros. Yep. Yes, it is. The 254 is a great saw. I don't have one. I have a 257, 261, and 262, which are all quite similar. The 254 is great, though. If my suggestion would be, if you want it and get it, but make sure you do a full-on teardown. There's just no point in trying to run that thing. It's old enough that you want to do a full-on teardown, new bearings, new seals, the whole shoot. New rubber, everything. Because the rubber degrades over time. You know, if it's 20 years old rubber, it's going to be time to be swapping that stuff out. You know what I mean? So yeah, Mason's done these before too, so.
What's that one go to? Oh, this one.
That, yep.
What's this?
Oh, just a lead. Oh, clip lead. No worries there. Okay. You know, while we're at it, let's do a fresh new decompression valve. At 10 years old, you might consider doing a full-on rebuild on these. You know, you got to do what we're doing here, and do a full rebuild, because otherwise these things aren't reliable. You're gonna blow it up or whatever.
You got that little rubber piece that goes there now. I don't think it matters. It's not important.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I definitely tend to forget those pieces. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
All right. While we're over here, let's do the carburetor. Brand new OEM Tillotson carb. This stupid rubber piece. One of those dumb parts you never fully understand, but whatever. Okay.
You don't fully understand.
We're just gonna throw this on there because it's extra. Why not? Carburetor presses in. Got to make sure it goes into the impulse line here, and kind of at the same time you can do
no limiter caps.
right. The impulse line is not fully home. Now it's home. I'm like, why is it not quite? Yeah, because it's not fully seated. Seated there. So now you can make darn sure it goes into the impulse line when it seats. Yep. And then you can very gently finagle the throttle in. Okay, gas line. Up and on. Let's seat. That's like completely the wrong one.
I have to get a spray with WD-40. I don't know.
No, it doesn't even fit in the hole.
Really?
Yeah. What? Yeah, kind of. It's okay. Whatever. We'll get it now. Okay, so does the throttle work? Oh yeah, she works. Good. Okay. Now we need that black piece that goes on here. Yet another piece I don't fully understand.
What?
This black thing. I don't get it. The holder. And somewhere.
What? The bolts.
Mm-hmm. The nuts, yeah. We're almost done here, guys. All we gotta do is open up the muffler a little bit and get that in, and we're good. Good.
You want to throw this thing under?
Let's do the dogs. Let's do this.
This came out really nice.
Yeah. We got powdered dogs here. You powdered the dang dogs.
It makes me not understand why they don't do this in the first place. Powder coat saw.
A little bit of heat shielding. That's all this is. Nothing crazy.
Another piece I don't fully understand.
Thanks, John. Yeah. Okay. Another piece we don't understand. Always. Lots of pieces we don't get.
Muffler.
Muffler.
Best thing that's
Well, hang on a second. We got... Hang on. There's some type of issue here with the... this. With the AV mount. Why is this...
It's just the way it is, I think.
Is this for the 8? Is that for that screw?
No, it's like a
That's it. Right there. That. It's gotta be.
the filthiest screw in the whole.
Right, the junkiest.
It was nice that they even gave you new screws for a muffler.
Yeah, I don't know. There is something definitely funky about this.
Yeah, it's because that rubber is probably in there tight.
Alright, so let's open up the muffler.
Cut the baffle out. I would just cut that out and leave it.
Oh shoot, I forgot about the damn baffle. I forgot about that.
Honestly, I would just cut it out and leave the rest of the muffler. It's pretty open.
Well, because I can go in and grind that. I'm looking at where they actually spot welded this thing, and
What was that?
I'm looking at where they actually like spot welded it. I wonder if I can just hit those spots. Forgot about the baffle.
No, it's like they just did at the top.
Yeah. Maybe I could just hit that with, if I can hit that with a round burr.
Because if you could look from the other side too and see where they spot welded it.
Yep.
Yep, they just did it on the corners. If you look at the back. And then,
So I'll just hit it with the round burr. Yeah.
another piece I don't fully understand. It always breaks anyway when you take it off.
Well, I actually asked HL Supply, I'm like, why don't you sell more, sell the gaskets individually? They don't. Because they don't sell them individually. I don't know why.
I guess they expect people to do piston checks. Wait a minute.
What'd you forget? Did you forget one? You didn't forget one. It's okay. It's probably extra. Don't worry about it. You're all worried about it.
No, we got all of them.
As long as you remember the circlips, we're good. So if I can just hit the spot welds, this will come right out. I see they hit it 1, 2, 3, 4 times at the corners. If you can look at the reflection on here, you can actually see where the spot welds are. And once you know where the welds are, you just grind them off. Look at that. Look at that.
Brush the pen.
Ha! Vacuum. Yeah, so this is actually pretty open. This is nice and open here on the front, but the side needs to be open just a little more, I think. Yep. No. Here. Here.
Yeah, I prefer. I got to actually put a nut instead of waiting self-tapping screw. You know what I mean?
Andrew says you can get the gasket from Stihl. Okay, that's cool. Hopefully they don't charge you $5 a shot. They probably do, right? That's cool. Nice and open now. I mean, you can worry about, matching and all that stuff, but for right now, I'm just gonna open this hole, which is like 1/2 inch in diameter. That's not gonna work.
Especially considering a screen takes up like
Right. What, 10%
something like
of the
that.
screen? Yeah.
Because that's closed.
anything that you do here is going to help. So if you only get it open a little bit, don't worry about it. It's fine. I think that carbide is sufficiently shot, so let's go with a new one. I think
I like where you hit the muffler screws.
helpful, huh? Unfortunately, I think this is ground to a halt here. Need a straight handpiece, which I don't think I have offhand, but that's okay
A new bit.
because I'll just use.
Mufflers destroy bits.
Well, it destroyed the nose cone, so this piece is bad. So
that's probably stronger for muffler work anyway. I guess we could chalk it up to the price of doing business.
Yep.
It's a learning lesson for me every time watching this saw get rebuilt.
It's a lot of work, and there's all kinds of little expenses that you don't expect, like hand pieces and and these aren't the $400 hand pieces. Or $1,000 hand pieces, or whatever it is,
I guess if that works for you.
Sometimes they get kind of silly. It's so expensive.
Yeah, it's the gain you're getting out of it worth that hand piece. I guess if you're doing volume, it maximizes.
So when I'm grinding this, I'm not as concerned about grinding it forward. I want to grind it back, so because I don't want to open it more forward and then have the exhaust go not be deflected. You actually want to grind it back a little bit further.
Yeah, melt your chain brake.
Right. That's a zillion times better.
Yeah, it's like double the size.
Right. Vacuum, and let's put it in.
Yeah, wait, brake clean. Yeah.
Actually, hit this with the vacuum too. Vacuum.
That should be good.
Good.
I still think that's the best tool you own.
It's handy.
Needs cleanup.
It's nice to have it right here. Congo should consider air tools reporting they get the job done fast. Yeah, you know. If I don't need it done that fast. I just don't.
Maybe for like mastermind it makes sense.
Yeah,
he's
but
doing volume.
What are you really doing with air tools though? Like I have that air tool handpiece, but it doesn't fit inside of anything. So the only, what you're using a Fordham, which is what most people use with the CC Specialty handpieces, that's not air driven. That's electric. So, I have some air stuff, but the tools are so large.
The lines in here. And...
Right, you gotta run lines, but the tools are so physically so large that it doesn't make any. It doesn't fit in most of the heads you're working on. So.
I was watching a video like Walker's saw shop.
Yep.
He uses air, but he's not doing transfers.
Right.
With air tools, that's the difference. You can't do that with an air tool because you can't fit it in there.
If you're doing exhaust ports, I see it. If it just exhausts or whatever, then maybe you can get the tool. If you're just exhaust, you get the tools in there. But if you're doing, the tiny stuff, it's not happening. You might as well just have the electrics, I think.
Most guys run the Fordham.
Right, most guys, yeah.
I'm fine with the Dremel. It's done right with me.
That
you could do a lot with the Dremel.
Right. Well, that pencil tip that I have on that, the actual, the wand, I've had that for years now. Years. Now
and
I don't.
Lasted. Dremel shit holds up. I think it does.
Yeah. Some of the stuff
for the
lasts.
amount of money it costs, and you know what I do when it breaks? I go to Lowe's and I say I want to return it.
Yeah.
I mean, 99% of the time they take it back.
They take it
as long as you have the box. So it's a no-brainer for me. I just keep it kind of moving.
Okay, so we got a gasket. Is there a deflector?
There wasn't on mine, and I don't see one in there. No, there isn't one on these.
There's no deflector on those.
Yeah. My 064 and J Chin's 066 didn't have it either. They just don't. I don't know why. But...
Dan Fuller, a bunch of bits reporting misplaced them, used old bits, found them 1 week later. Yeah. So I'm not putting Loctite on these because if we have to take this off, which we might, for whatever reason, I'll just, yeah. No Loctite for now. We didn't drop the head appreciably. I mean, like 20 thousandths, so it's not like we've dropped the head a ton here. Which means that we don't necessarily need to worry about the bolt holes. Okay.
Those are a bolt you definitely want to check out.
Yeah, you gotta check those. Yeah.
This if it falls out.
You know what? Let's not even put the gasket in for now.
Let's just, I don't think you even need it because it doesn't have enough back pressure.
Right, so, but what we should do, before we do any of that, hit this with the lubrication. I lubricate everything. Nice. They say it's smoother than the Dremel. Think it's hyper. Well, yeah, but you can do bits differently. You know, a lot of it's about the bits too. So there is that to consider. I have some ultra fine dental bits, you know, that you can use, but depends on how detailed you really want to get. Nice. All right, now we get to go back to that. But should we put the dog? Is the dog in the way? No, it's fine.
See, these are a nice size dog on this saw.
Yep. Not too big, not too small either. Yeah.
You got your chin thing too. These are pretty pricey.
Am I going to start it? Of course. Can we recap what's done? Absolutely. Let's get it together. We'll do a compression test, and then we'll do a nice recap for you. Sure.
This one actually goes on the outside dog, but you can put it on the inside.
Yep.
You want to do it on the inside?
Let's do it on the inside, though.
Yeah. I think it makes it easier to put the cover on because you can wait.
So you work on that. I'll work on the cover here. So check this out, guys. So we got OEM chain catcher over here, but we also have completely blacked out cover. Is that not cool or what? I think that just goes in just like that.
What? This little piece goes inside here.
No.
And if it doesn't fit, you know what they told you? You put a picture of a trash can.
If it doesn't fit, throw it in the trash.
That's funny though. It is pretty funny though. You might want to keep it though.
It's a spacer.
You might try to use for it.
So yeah, overall this is a powder coated saw. The powder coat was done by
You got an
Mike.
8mm?
By Mike. He's known as Glock 37 on OPE for him.
8mm.
8mm should be in here. On there. Hang on. Pull that out. Also.
Yeah, it's better.
That fits on here. Put that with that socket.
This is a nice ratchet. This is actually a really nice ratchet, huh?
You like it? Had those little things for a while too. So yeah, the powder coating's nice because it's more robust than paint.
Personally, I hate putting this thing on. Oh, you got your little tool for that.
Oh, I was kind of hoping we didn't have to break that back out.
Yeah,
we need to?
flathead screwdriver. There's another way I put these on before. Just use a pair of pliers.
No! Where's my 4.5? Okay, here we go.
You still got that thing?
Oh, there's another way to do it. Right, you need to spread it, but you can do it. Like, if we turn it, watch this. If you can turn it, it'll spread. Now it's spread.
Let me push on it.
Should be able to push down now. Or get a socket and just tap it down.
Spreading it.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Hang on. Hold it there. Watch.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, tap it. Hit this with a hammer.
Stihl man, what's going on? Here, you go. Whoa, yeah. Take a socket, like a small socket.
That is such a stupid little bit.
Good.
Right.
Could have used an E-clip on it, made it easier, but whatever. We're hanging in. Almost done here. We think. It'll last to start here. Probably a little small. Where's the? Don't worry, it's coming.
What?
He says, "Where's the completed saw? I can't see it."
You need your plugs
Oh no,
for the Dremel.
I had it for the Dremel. Yeah.
The sound of that is pretty annoying, huh?
Yeah, it's a bit longer than it was before. That's good.
You have a special place in it, Chris?
Yeah, just down there's fine. Yeah, so this is not near as bad as doing some of the Huskies are kind of annoying here, but this is a little bit easier, I think, than a lot of the Huskies.
There's no way to reuse this.
Yeah.
There is.
Better be.
You have to loosen the screw, I think.
Good. Now we got to take this out.
Almost looks like planned obsolescence to me.
Right.
Another bit that I don't fully understand. I definitely don't fully understand. Personally, I think those handles are stupid.
You want to put a Husky handle on this?
Fuck that thing.
Anybody know how to take these apart? I love stabbing myself.
Maybe if you get side cutters, you could probably pull it out.
You'd think that whatever is here would lift, you know?
Let me see that flathead. Here we go. Would you look at that? How the hell are you supposed to get that off? And I think if you try and put a rope through that, it's just going to pull through unless you put a washer there.
Just put a big knot. Put a big friggin' knot.
Oh, they don't pull through, man. Unless you think you might. Looks like it's melted on there. I would put a washer down. It just pulls through.
Sure. Grease it.
Well, you're bleeding.
No, I'm
Oh,
bleeding.
I thought that was grease. I was like, what the? That'll work. Yep. Where do I let it go?
Good. Be not go all the way. That's pretty good. Maybe make it one more tight. Hang on. One, two. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Is this the inner or the outer?
What?
Is this the inner dog or the outer
Inner.
dog? Inner dog? You put that on the wrong side.
No, it goes like that.
Watch.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so the elastomers do apparently come apart, but there's a plastic crimped on piece on the end.
How do you take your...
And that actually feels like there's some elasticity to it too. Wait, what do I know?
Great. I have to slide this thing out more.
We're getting there, guys. My my compression tester is upstairs. I'll get it. Yeah, that'll be stout. Okay, so this handle is actually also done by Glock. He did the handle here. Pretty nice. He actually put a new tube on it also, which if you don't know what you're doing, is a pain. Better? Probably still backwards. Right.
That's a handy tool.
Mm-hmm. Good. Now we got a handle. Now we can get a compression number.
It's
all
all
done. There's 120. There's 160. 175. 180. 180. Yeah, that'll be fine. 180.
185. Actually, it's one. Yeah, it's 180.
180.
Yeah, 180.
We'll call it 180.
That's
There you
about
go.
the same as the 288.
Yeah.
That's very healthy. I don't
Healthy.
think you need anything more than that. It's probably gonna gain another 5 or 10 when it breaks in.
Yeah.
Do you want this on the wall?
Yeah, actually, thank you.
Is that a window?
Yeah, it's a window. Oh. That one fell on something. That's better. Let's hear a pop, and then we'll put the rest of the stuff on here. Switches work. Shoot a little brake cleaner down the throat. Put it on high idle.
Smoked me out, man.
Woo! There's your pop, guys.
Yeah, really major pop. looks like this was replaced at some point recently.
Yeah, this is brand new. All right. Okay. Top cover. Does this go on first?
You can't get the plug on without no way.
Okay, so it doesn't go on. Yep.
Yeah, you can probably get that on after.
One here. One more there.
I think you're missing
Here.
Oh, you got it. I don't know what this one does. Hopefully it's not too important.
No, that's actually extra, so we're good. Thank you. So now I can put the spark plug in. No mosquitoes in here. We're good.
Air filter.
Do we not have an air filter? I might not have. I have one out in the shed, I think.
Your 660 is an air filter.
Yeah. Well, I might have an extra out in the shed. So, we're good. Alright, what else? The dogs. Well, let's put this down. Gotta get a filter, obviously, but... right now I'm okay. What the... That's enough. Dogs. So this one goes here, right? Need Loctite on that thing.
On this.
Yep. Good.
You got your the 8mm.
Yep.
Not the wrench. Probably flipping over, I think.
Here, put it on the tip of my finger. Here. Now put the wrench on it. Good. So that goes on the outer dog.
You probably have to take these things off.
Do we? Oh, yeah, to get that. So that's it. Just need a air filter. And to go test it.
You got a piece of wood outside?
A small piece, yeah. I got the 32. I got the 30. That's a 32 Suji.
That's what he wants, huh?
That's what he wants. But if you're gonna take this and test it, then
Probably save that.
yeah, you don't really need a bar, right?
That's a 8mm.
So we got a West Coast cover here. Okay, so quick synopsis of what we did to the saw. So this originally was a MS650. This started life in a box. A guy named Cam decided that he'd call me. The guys down the street at Farmington Valley Equipment, or what used to be Farmington Valley Equipment, contacted me. That's Sammy.
That's badass.
Isn't that cool? Hey.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
You're here. We're downstairs. Come on in.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Yep. Bye. That's Sammy. He owns the 026. So yeah. So started life as a 650 in a box, and basically this came completely apart. Powder coated the crankcases. Again, thanks to Mike out in Pennsylvania, also known as Glock 37 on OPE forum. Mike Shetley, also known as Rattler on our OPE forum.
Bad trick to getting these things to stick in better.
Let's hit him with a bigger hammer. So Mike did the cylinder. We have a Meteor piston. We have a 390 XP PTO bearing. And what else? Sammy, we're down here. I don't even know if he knows where we are. We're down here, Sammy. Sammy, we're downstairs. Follow my voice. Just so you know, we're live on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
We are. So I can't say anything bad. And Sammy, this is Mason. Mason, Sammy.
How you doing, Mason?
How's it going?
Good to meet you.
So this is where all the trouble happens. But here's our powder coated.
Ah, that's beautiful.
It's crazy.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that's gonna get lined up. Yeah. We just spent what 3 hours putting this thing together. £180 of compression. So nothing crazy. This is not crazy done. 390 XP PTO bearing, new Meteor piston, Squish done by Rattler. Right now it's missing the rubber thing and the air filter, which I may actually have those parts out in the shed. I gotta go look.
That came out pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
But the powder coat alone, for Mike to do just the powder and the handle, because he powdered the handle too and a new tube. Handle's powdered, new tube. That's like $175. It's not cheap.
No, it's not.
But
it came out beautiful.
isn't that nice?
Oh yeah.
The dogs are powdered. The case is powdered. The clutch cover powdered. The starter cover powdered.
It's unbelievable. Beautiful. If you need a filter, let me know. I got one at home.
Thank you. I think I got one out in the shed. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody and say thank you very much for watching. I want to hang out with these guys for a little bit. Thanks everybody for hanging in. I do appreciate it. If anybody, you can check back in the live chat for my email if you guys want to buy tools. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later, and stay tuned. Next week, something really cool is going to happen. I guarantee it. Later. Bye.